Good afternoon, Rachel. Tell us a little bit about, you said District 16, right? That you're running
Yes.
for?
Yep. District 16, House of Representatives in November. District 16 is the easternmost part of Duval County. It's bordered in the east by the ocean, and then it goes into up to 295 on the west. At the north, it's the St. Johns River, and then to the south, it's the St. Johns County line with a piece cut out where the mall, the town center mall, and UNFR. So, yep.
And tell us a little bit about you and why you're running.
Um, Great question. We moved, my husband got his dream job here at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, and our children were launched at that point. And I found a kind of a newfound passion for grassroots activism through the Democratic Women's Club in St. Johns County. So we moved up to Duval County a few years ago. And I was they asked me if I would like to be the legislative liaison for the club. And it really just opened up an exciting world to me. We followed the legislation coming out of Tallahassee and found the pieces of legislation that especially affect women and advocated for or against the legislation. And then I also took several trips to Tallahassee as an advocate with the Democratic Women's Club and other groups. And I got to see up close and personal the workings of the legislature. It's very interesting, very exciting. But at the same time, I noticed that there was a focus on culture wars at the expense of real world, everyday issues affecting Floridians. And those are the things that I would want to kind of tackle. And of equal concern, in the last election cycle, there was only one candidate on the ballot. And I find that, frankly, unacceptable and un-American. In order to have a robust democracy, we need to have choice on election day. We need to have a representative for District 16 that's there for the people and not primarily there for corporations and special interests. And I think that's the candidate that I am.
I love it. And you hit a good point. For democracy to really work, there has to be that competition. People have to
Yep,
make their case to the people in essence,
exactly,
and know that they're being held accountable.
exactly.
So great job on jumping in, and you also mentioned something really important, and no one has mentioned it so far. The focus has been on culture wars. In the meantime, we've had so many issues with insurance that should have been, like, they should have
Exactly,
locked themselves up there and
exactly.
sorted this out.
Exactly. And I have, it on good authority that they spent 30 minutes on that issue in the last legislative session. And it just like that blows my mind. And all sides can agree on that. Democrats,
Mhm.
Republicans, independents. I mean, it's just getting to the point where people can't even afford to stay in their homes. And it
Yeah.
affects renters as well. It trickles down to renters. They're having issues as well. And the problem is pretty complicated the more I look into it. So there aren't really simple solutions, but that's not an excuse to not start looking into it, not form commissions and study groups. And I think that's one of my strengths is that I have a science background. I majored in biomedical engineering in college. I have a master's degree, bachelor's and master's degrees. So I see the world through the scientific lens. I think we need to get all the information that we can about it and make the decision based on facts and data. And that's
Mhm.
what I hope to bring to the table in November, or
I
well,
love that.
when the session starts in
The
March.
session stars. I love that. Now, let me ask you, anything else that for your area you're passionate about and that you feel this is what I'm going in to also fix?
Yep, there's a long list of issues that I'm really concerned about. Property insurance is certainly at the top of the list, but I'm also concerned about healthcare disparities. I don't think that healthcare
Mhm.
should just be for the most prosperous people in society. I think we need to reestablish reproductive rights. I'm a Catholic. I volunteer with Catholic Charities. I was heavily involved with my church when my kids were growing up, but at the end of the day, there's too many exceptions. There's too much nuance to make these blanket policies and
Mhm.
saying, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. We really have to trust women and their healthcare providers to figure that out. I've been fortunate in my life, but I don't know what other people have been through. There's
Absolutely.
some really tough cases out there, and I trust women and healthcare providers to make those decisions. I'm also really concerned about our public schools. I truly believe that public schools are the bedrock of a just and productive society. We need to make sure that teachers are getting the support they need. They're getting paid. We need to make sure that kids have other options in college, like vocational and technical training, if they're not college bound. Because you see what happens when people don't have a direction in life. It results in all kinds of unfortunate
It,
outcomes.
it really
Um,
does.
and also just the environment. My father was a lifelong, his career was in environmental conservation. And I think we just need to be very mindful of our development, wildlife habitats, especially in this beautiful state with so much natural beauty. I think we really take that for granted sometimes, and we just have to be paying attention a little bit more.
I completely agree with you. I mean, like, and very, very sound. And I love the fact that you reference going up there with your background. You're going to research. You're going to look at things in an analytical way, which is sometimes what we've lost
Yeah,
up
there's a lot of emotion, but yeah.
Correct. And then certainly work for what's best for the people of the state. And you
Yep.
made a comment to me before we even started recording about folks understanding that if they send you to Tallahassee, right, it it helps the entire state, not just, of course, your district. If you could
Yeah.
expand on that so that it's clear to folks why it's important to understand the
Right.
entire state.
Right. If we can get more people in the legislature to start to focus on those important key issues, just because I'm in District 16, certainly my focus will be on District 16 and our issues, because we're right on the coast that presents its own set of concerns. But if District 16 elects me into office, it's going to help the whole state. I think many of the issues that we're facing really aren't specific to District 16. They kind of cover the whole gamut of the state. And so that's why I'm encouraging people, even if you're not in District 16, even if you're not in Florida, you can still support me and start to move the needle a little bit back to the middle. I am running as a Democrat, but I'm very moderate, and my biggest goal is to bring the sides together. I don't even mention it usually because it's kind of irrelevant. I just want to be known as the best candidate, and we're going to bring the sides together, and we're going to move forward. And I think we can do it. I believe that we're ready now. I think people are seeing the effects of government that goes too far to one side, and we can really go down the middle and make some great positive change. And I'm super excited about it.
I am too. I think you're right. I think people are not realizing that Florida and Floridians are about that nuanced balance, and I believe in them. So I believe that
I absolutely
this.
do. And we're
Oh, good.
seeing that. Yeah, we're seeing that when we're canvassing. We're talking to all different kinds of people. We're not just limiting to the people that are going to just agree with everything we say. And when I talk to people and we maybe get a little bit of a disagreement about something, I say, hey, but look at all the other things we do agree on, and let's try to focus on those things, and we can hammer out the ones that we don't agree on. And the response has been really overwhelmingly, it's been wonderful, and so I'm super excited, and I think we can do it.
Now tell folks how they can help you to do it, because
Excellent.
as I said, I have a media organization. This is how I can help. And sure, and I get you guys, because it's so hard when you're running to get press, to get people to
Yeah.
realize you've
Yeah,
got to
absolutely. 100%. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
And people
So
tend to focus on national and even local, maybe a little bit more, because they see the people in their community more, like right in their immediate vicinity. But so
mhm.
much of what affects people really is that state level government, and not everybody's aware of it. And heck, who has the time to pay attention to that? We've got busy lives. What is even my district? Like, it's been redistricted recently, so
Yeah.
just keeping track of what my city council district is, my school district representative, my federal representatives, the state senator. It's very confusing. So that is one of our biggest challenges, is trying to get the word out that I am running. We're on the ground almost every day, knocking doors, which is great. And I kind of use the meat and potatoes model for the campaign. The meat is the getting out there and physically, knocking on doors, talking to people, posting meet and greets throughout the community. but we only have so much time and so many
Mhm.
people. But I have a huge base of volunteers, though. I'm very fortunate, so that gives me another reason to think that we've got a really good chance. And then the potatoes aspect is the people that we can't reach because when I first decided to run, it didn't seem like that daunting. But then as I'm getting out there, Jacksonville is a big city, and District 16 has a lot of streets.
Yeah.
And you do one street and you see 10 more that you didn't get to hit.
Yeah.
So the potatoes part of it is the fundraising that will help me get the digital outreach, get the printed outreach, just to at least have people know that I'm running, maybe have a few key points of what I'm running on, put a face with a name, and that's
Mhm.
super important to try to do that. So if people can help out canvassing, fantastic. If people can help out by throwing me a donation, that's great too. And then the two things will really hopefully come together and just reach as many people as possible.
Well, tell them how they can find you so that we can
Yes,
direct them there.
fantastic. So there's a website, Mobilize. I'm not sure what the extension is, but Mobilize is where you can sign up for a meet and greet to see me at a meet and greet,
Mhm.
me personally, or sign up for a canvas. And what you do when you get on Mobilize is you, in the little magnifying glass, you type in my name and it pops up a bunch of my events. You can see all my events on Facebook, or I think
Okay.
it's Rachel Grage for House District 16. I think it takes, you have to like be a little persistent to get that. It's not necessarily going to pop right up. But Rachel Grage for House District 16 on Facebook and Instagram. And there's all kinds of links in there for a bazillion different ways you can help out. And then probably maybe the easiest one is rachelgrage.com, and that's where you can hop on to sign up to volunteer or easily donate through Act Blue.
Perfect. And we will make sure that we drop those links in underneath this message as well,
Thank you so
so
much.
that
Yeah,
we get you that
yeah,
support that you need.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck, Rachel. And we will come back and check in with you. This is not over. This is a beginning. This is how we
Oh,
feel like
fantastic. Yeah, no,
we'll
I
still
really
do our
appreciate
part.
that. And yeah, if
Mhm.
people can just tell two people and ask them to tell two people, that's really how it works when you get right down
Absolutely.
to it. If you hear it from a friend that I met Rachel, she was great. I think she'd make a great representative. That goes even further than looking on a website or on a Facebook post, I think.
It sure does. It sure does. And again, that's why we also want to connect them directly to you. They're hearing straight from you. They're connecting,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. No, this is fantastic. I really, really appreciate it. And if anybody else out there in TV land has some connections, I would love to make best use of those. So thank you.
Thanks again. Again, we'll come back in circle around with you maybe in another week or so. And
Oh, okay.
if you've got events, we will look them up, but we'll also ask that you send us anything major that you have so that we can
Okay.
share it out as well.
I have a big open to the public event at the Beaches Museum in Jacksonville Beach on September 22nd. So we're trying to get the word out for that one especially. Um,
Perfect.
Yep, got some
Perfect.
local celebrities coming to vouch for me and speak for me. So yeah.
I love it. Well, you may see us there. We may come up and
All right.
film and yes, meet you in
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank
Okay.
you for
Thank you,
being with
Gwennae.
us.
Okay. Bye
All
bye
right.
now.
Bye bye.